All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Two Americans Watching Footy. I'm Mike. This is Chris. Today, we'll be watching Liverpool host Crystal Palace. And I know we promised we'd start at 10, but we decided for the first time, ever?
Pretty much.
Pretty much ever, to be not only on time, but a little bit ahead of schedule, because Chris had a few things he wanted to mention about the lineup today.
Yeah, the lineup today.
First things first, what's the lineup today?
The first things first lineup for Liverpool is Alisson in goal, Robertson, Van Dijk, Matip, and Milner in the back line. Midfield is Keita, Henderson, and Fabinho, and the front line is the standard front three of Salah, Firmino.
So they're going straight 4-3-3?
Mane. Yes, straight 4-3-3. I don't know how I feel about this because...
Who is the midfield again?
Keita, Fabinho, and Henderson.
Interesting. In that order?
Yes. I don't know how I feel about that because Henderson and Fabinho are actually very good defensive midfielders, but they're defensive going up against a Palace team who likes to park a bus and pray for a penalty. So
yeah, the old Costa Rica style we were bitching and moaning about yesterday.
Yeah, playing a 5-4-1. Like I don't. They're not actually doing that, but
no. We have seen Costa Rica put up a 5-4-1 before. Like I think it was against Panama several World Cups ago.
Something like that.
Yeah, there was a CONCACAF qualifying game where as fans of the United States, we needed some sort of result between Costa Rica and Panama. So I watched that game and I remember seeing the lineup of 5-4-1 and I was like, "What? Come on!"
Yeah, and it's just straight parking a bus and then launching a ball. Like that's what Palace does, and that's why I don't like them.
Yeah, can we quickly talk about what's going on the TV right now?
Okay,
so 5 minutes to kick off here. We were worried because here in the States, we only have one channel that regularly actually hosts these games. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, we had no idea of knowing for sure which game was going to be broadcast between United and Liverpool. And as Liverpool fans, you can guess what we thought of the matter.
No, yeah.
So we found out I think we really firmed it up this morning.
Well, it was Thursday that I saw it.
Yeah, okay. Well, I firmed it up this morning because they've changed their broadcast schedule at the last minute more times than I can count.
Oh, yeah, they do.
But so much schadenfreude. NBCSN is the main channel, and it's the channel that I actually get on my cable package.
Which is NBC Sportsnet.
Yeah, and that's the one that airs most of these games. Liverpool on NBC Sports Network.
Which makes sense.
And United at 6th in the table now gets relegated to fucking CNBC, which is basically what we say. It was like liberal TV light.
Yeah.
It's not even MSNBC.
It's like the liberal version of C-SPAN.
Yeah. Well, it's not even a sports channel.
No, it's not. It's a news channel, and it's normally a political news channel.
Yeah, and it's like the boring version of MSNBC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least with MSNBC, you know it's going to be super left-wing, but it's going to be hilariously left-wing.
Hilariously, terribly, Don Lemon's a moron, MSNBC.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So a whole lot of schadenfreude.
We just love it because...
Oh, we love it. We love it because
if you
first things
rewind,
first, as we all agree, fuck United.
But for the people in the United States that don't understand this... I want to say about 4 or 5 years ago that they actually started broadcasting every team.
Probably 6.
Yeah, okay. Before that, it was only United.
Yeah.
If you were able to watch any game, it was only United.
Yep.
And it was on some obscure sports channel, and half the time it was probably in Spanish.
The Ocho. Oh, yeah. Telemundo would. Yeah, Telemundo and Univision, they'd broadcast some of these games.
Yeah, but it would only be the United games.
Yeah, and the commercials you'd see were for United.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yep.
And it was obnoxious. It was like they were trying to cram them down our throats, and it's like, we don't want to see that.
Yeah, no. There was the team that was crammed down our throats, for sure.
And I'm sure that's the same case with Europe.
Probably like the Yankees.
Yeah, I was going to say the Europe and the Yankees.
Yeah, let us know which team that is over in Europe.
Yeah, I don't know for baseball.
I don't know where everyone's watching this game from. Looks like we're just about to kick off, but yeah, let us know in the comment section what that team is in Europe and in your country where, what American team it is that gets crammed down your throat.
Or American football, too.
Yeah.
For that
I said American team.
Yeah. Because I know that there's a lot of American football going on in Europe, and I know that they do broadcast a lot, especially now because they're having a lot of games in London.
A lot. They're having 2 games a year.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's 2 more games a year than any other league in the world.
It's 2 more games a year than they should be having.
No, I had a
all right,
proposition.
kickoff. We just had kickoff. Liverpool on the kickoff.
This is in Anfield, by the way,
Yeah,
which
in
is
Anfield.
very promising.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I really hope Palace doesn't just fucking park a bus and pray for a goal. Park and pray.
Which is what they have been known to do. That was almost terrible, Fabinho.
Yeah.
But yeah, my proposition for the NFL was, instead of having regular season games there and screwing over the season ticket holders, to have a preseason games there every week. And then you could put it in Germany, you can put it in England, you can put it in Spain, wherever the fans want them to be. And
whatever their fan wants them to be.
Right. Like if you take the EPL, for instance, that was really nice.
Yeah.
Too bad he couldn't pick up the
yeah,
feed.
man, I couldn't quite get there. That was Keita?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
not exactly 1080p, folks.
With the EPL in the preseason, they sold out Michigan.
Yeah, the big house.
The big house
Yeah.
for City versus United in a preseason game, which is 105,000 people.
I think that game's attendance was 109.
109, yeah, which is crazy. So yes, there is. You could totally do that in stadiums in Europe for preseason American football.
Is it stadiums or stadia? Pretty sure it's
I
stadia.
don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. I think
you recognize that name.
Oh
don't you?
yeah. Good on Palace for going ahead and taking away that hole in the defense.
Yeah.
All right, so we're just under 2 minutes in. It's fair enough to make our predictions here. I'm gonna go 1-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, me too. And it's gonna be.
Mane.
Well, I'm not gonna go with who's gonna score, but I'm just gonna say it's gonna be like no shots on goal on either side. It's gonna be all possession.
Yeah. 3 shots on goal. I think this is gonna be like a clean up the mess sort of thing.
Yeah. And I could. That was funny. 2 Palace players collided with each other. I could easily see it being a penalty.
Yeah. So I actually watched. I had some spare time yesterday for the first time in a long time, and I watched a Bundesliga game. It was Bayern, of course, because it's the United States.
Oh,
and
yeah.
If it's not Leverkusen, it's Bayern Munich.
Yeah, we don't even really get all that much Dortmund in the top of the table.
Yeah, we don't even get much Dortmund. Mo. That was a great feed. And I got to tell you, man, I know they were playing Hoffenheim, which is kind of like a second-tier team
well, they're not
in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, I guess they're second tier because you're considering, like,
yeah, I mean,
Dortmund and Bayern to be top tier and everyone else is second tier.
Yeah, well, let's be honest. That's how that league is set
Yeah.
up. Like,
yeah, that's fine.
Outside of Dortmund and Munich, like, there's the big 6 in England, right?
Mm-hmm.
But things like Wolverhampton, like Wolves, and like what's the other W one? Watford. If you go that area between Watford and Wolves,
Or even Leicester.
even Leicester, like those are Europa teams for sure, if not Champions League teams in the Bundesliga, because the Bundesliga gets 3 teams, right?
Basically.
Yeah, so Bundesliga gets 3 teams. So, I mean, Leicester's a regular Champions League team in the Bundesliga, right? Because they get 3 spots, and Bayern and Dortmund, generally speaking, are going to get them.
Yeah.
So Hoffenheim is I would say probably on par with like the bottom end of not getting relegated in the EPL, right? So
yeah, I think they're more middle table, more
Yeah.
like 10th-ish.
10th-ish, so not quite Wolves, not quite Leicester.
Yeah, well, they're right in there. I think Leicester is 10th.
Yeah. So the final score was 3-1, and there was a point there where it was getting kind of scary because it was 2-1, and Hoffenheim, was really controlling the game for a part of the second half. But man, Bayern looked scary.
They do.
Like, they were really, really clean with the ball moving forward. Like, really clean with the ball.
Well, Bayern's also known for being super clinical and super, accurate.
All right, they're finally pronouncing his name right. Fabinho, not
Yeah.
Fabinho.
No, there's only one I in his name.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Anderson passed it forward.
Oh yeah, it's pretty far forward actually.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's too bad though because Hendo, if he were to take the approach of not just dumping the ball off every single time,
Oh my God, it's so annoying.
He's actually really good at like
His
moving
feeds
the
aren't
ball
bad.
forward. His crosses, his feeds, everything is actually really good, like almost on par with Milner.
Oh, here we go, Milner.
Speaking of which,
He flubbed it.
couldn't quite get it
Here
back
we go.
at the right angle. Henderson on the cross. Oh, Robbo has a wide open header.
No, he didn't. It got deflected by the right back there.
It did?
Yeah.
Looks like he just missed it.
It was one of those like just like a fingertip kind of thing.
He used his fingertips like Maradona.
No, because then there's no white residue in the ball.
White residue. What? Because his fingers have coke on them?
Maybe.
I mean, it was the 80s. There's a reason everyone had a mustache.
Yeah, so they could save the little bits for later.
Yeah.
I'm liking the possession so far.
So I want to bring this up. So I think the big news here, where we live, is that we're getting some. What would you call it? A major winter event tonight.
I wouldn't call it a major winter event. I would just call it regular winter.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a mess. And England, I know you occasionally get snow up in the hills, Highlands, and up in the hills of Scotland and stuff. This storm that's rolling through is going to dump feet of snow on the northeast.
Well, not necessarily on us, but on parts of the northeast.
Yeah, we're in northwest
and
Connecticut.
It's already dumped feet of snow in the Midwest.
Yeah, we're in northwest Connecticut, and the forecast has gone from everything from no snow at all to 18 inches of snow.
Oh man, Montip had a shot on goal.
And
wow.
Chris and the wife. Chris, who's gotten a little bit whipped over the last few weeks, and he admits it. He admitted to me on the phone that
whatever,
he gets suckered in a lot. The wife wanted to go to Sydney, New York. By the way, Sydney, New York, town in the middle of nowhere, New York. By the way,
which has like 2,000 people total.
Yeah,
and is the size of like a city.
Yeah, well, I think what people in England might not realize, that should have been a goal. That the state of New York is just a tiny bit bigger in area than all of England. Not all of the UK and all the British Isles.
See, look, Henderson did a fantastic job cleaning up that counterattack and didn't even let them get back to the halfway line. And that's what he's really good at, but he needs to get like the ball forward like he has been today on a regular basis.
Yeah. And so Sydney, New York. So you called me a few nights ago and were like, yeah, the wife wants to go to Sydney. And I was like, when did you afford ticket? When were you able to afford tickets to Sydney? You go, no, Sydney, New York. And this is in the middle of nowhere. I mean, real middle of nowhere. And I was like, Chris, have you seen the weather reports? Because the band of snow that was going through Sydney was in the it was so much snow that they don't have a proper measurement for it. It's just 2 feet plus.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just another color that was 2 feet plus, and it was just a blotch of it in the middle.
Yeah. Like you guys were going right into the heart of this monstrous storm.
This middle of nowhere is so bad that their plow. I've been up there when they had 8 inches, which is not uncommon.
Length.
Yeah,
for me, anyways, not for you.
Anyway,
yeah.
So like 8 inches of snow up there is a regular occurrence.
So did the wife?
And
it
still takes 3 days for them to clean it up.
Yeah. So you're not there now.
No.
Which means you're not going.
No.
Right. Did the wife come to her senses, or did you have to have a sit down?
I showed her the weather report and said, "We're not going." And she said, "Oh right. Shit, no, we're not going."
All right. Good. Okay. Because she can be a wife, but she usually comes to her senses.
Yeah. She's
a wife.
She's logical for a woman.
For a woman. So on a scale of 1 to 10.
Get burned on that one.
So yeah. So she's like Venus. She's like Serena Williams, like 1200th overall if you include men.
No comment.
Yeah, this ought to get us banned on YouTube.
Oh, probably.
Yep. kind of did make a good run there.
Firmino didn't make the follow-up in enough time. Otherwise, he could have gotten there.
Yeah, well, I mean, this 5-4-1.
They are actually, look at this. It looks like they're playing.
All right, so we got a goal kick. So this will be revealing. This will be revealing. Because on a goal kick, if you win the header, you'd expect to have guys forward.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're really just parking a bus, if they win the header, you won't see anybody forward.
That was a great move by Milner to set up.
Great feed from Milner.
And Montip took the shot, and the keeper was there in time.
Yeah, captain utility. Play any position. Fullback, midfielder, striker, goalkeeper, shortstop.
I've seen him play every position except for keeper, center back,
linebacker,
and the number 9 forward.
Shooting guard.
Tight end. Fullback.
Supporting actor.
I mean, really, if you're going to talk about that, yeah, he would be the best supporting actor.
Yeah. Yeah, if the Academy Award extended to the EPL.
Mm.
And the nominees are Heath Ledger, the German guy from Christoph Waltz.
It's always just the German guy.
Yeah, the German guy from that movie that was incredibly violent.
Which one?
Yeah, right? It doesn't matter what the movie was about. The German guy from the incredibly violent movie.
The Nazi one or the slave one?
The one with the N-word or the one with
Nazi? The N-word. Yeah.
Fancy footwork from Firmino.
Oh.
Not bad.
Not a bad shot.
I don't know if I like the decision, but not bad. I mean,
probably better.
I like the decision. I like the decision because it's Bobby Firmino. He's supposed to take that shot.
Yeah,
he's getting paid to take that shot. You know, so that was just a it was
he got. I think he just
forward
got
left side of the pitch, about what did you say, 2 yards outside the 18, mostly pretty far left of center, but within the sticks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd say from that spot, so because he got a good curl on it, just not quite on goal. Bobby Firmino is being paid to take that shot.
Yes. Now, if that was Andrew Robertson, I would question it.
Yeah, even Virgil. Although Virgil's actually pretty terrible at taking shots.
Yeah, he is. He's also a pretty terrible free kick taker.
Oh yeah. We've seen plenty of that. Remember that game where he was on the corner spot and Mo came over and was like, no.
Yeah, no, there was one of them I saw where he took a free kick from about 10 yards outside the 18, and it was just bad.
Now we're 13 minutes in, and knock on wood, but Hendo's been like really pushing to the envelope here. He's really been like pressing that ball forward,
and I've noticed
he's been doing it really quite well. And I wonder if there was a conversation. You know, I wonder if Jurgen Klopp took the advice of all the experts on Facebook and Twitter and had a conversation with Hendo about those backward passes.
Yeah, maybe. I've also noticed that their wingbacks are really far forward, and Fabinho and Henderson are sitting back more.
Okay, so, oh my God, this really is a 5-4-1. Look how many guys move forward. One guy.
It might be a 5-3-2, which would be just as embarrassing. Let's be honest.
Well, the truth is they're lined up at a 4-4-2. They're lined up in a very conventional 4-4-2. And I think the issue is that their midfield is playing a very holding. It's like 4 holding midfielders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look at those front two. There's like 30 yards between them and anyone else.
Oof.
Ooh.
What?
All right.
I don't know if I agree with that. It looked like he tripped over his own 2 feet. Zaha went down at the midway line.
So have we done a show since Klopp put out that IDGAF lineup against?
I don't think so. And my God, was that embarrassing.
Yeah. So here's I think what we finally decided on the matter. What was the game? I forget even what team it was.
Wolverhampton.
Was it Wolves?
Yeah.
So when it was in the League Cup or the FA Cup?
The FA Cup, the one that freaking matters.
Yeah. So Mike Furman, who's a friend of mine, said that, I don't give a crap about FA Cup. Win the Champions League. Win the Champions League. Win the EPL. And you know what? I agree.
But they have to win. They have to win something.
Yeah. And to me, it's not even Champions League. It's the EPL. So I don't mind you putting out that IDGAF lineup. Like, clearly that lineup was, I don't give a fuck. Like, if we win, great. If we lose, don't care. Like,
Yeah,
that's
he
clearly
put in
what Klopp was-
legitimate, 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
Starting.
Yeah, like half those names were names I had never even heard of. And we're Liverpool fans,
Yeah.
right? Like, this is not even, the B team. This is the guys that, they were calling in from, the under-19s and the under-23s.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just...
I mean, none of the starters were, but, the bench was... The starters were a bunch of B team players that do not ever even get on a lineup card. Mm-hmm. And then the bench outside of... I think we still had the main three.
And Trent. And the other rest of them were just total question marks.
Yeah, and the keeper wasn't even Mignolet, as I recall.
No, the starting keeper was Mignolet.
It was Mignolet, but the backup was
It was not Alisson.
who the hell? Yeah, who the hell are you?
I've never even seen his name before.
Yeah, me neither. And our thinking is, we don't mind you doing that, but you have to win the league.
Yeah.
You have to win the league.
Now, granted, in the two cups in England that even remotely matter, because, I'm sorry, Community Shield doesn't give... who gives a shit?
Yeah. And the League Cup.
The League Cup and the FA Cup, in the third round, which is where Liverpool came in and all the other
EPL teams
came in, they had the hardest draw in both of them. Because in the League Cup, they drew Chelsea.
Oh, yeah.
And then in the FA Cup, they drew Wolverhampton. And no other team above in the Premiership, above even 10th place, got another
Premiership team.
Premiership team above 10th place. And there's a couple of them that did. Like, I think United had somebody like Brighton or something. I don't remember exactly who it was, but it wasn't. They weren't top end teams.
Yeah. It was I won't say Fulham because we said before the year even started that Fulham was the sure thing to get relegated.
Oh yeah.
Before the season even started.
Oh yeah.
Fulham is awful.
Fulham is
They're
bad.
going to get relegated.
Fulham is bad, and I feel bad for their attacking forwards because they have a decent offense. It's just that back line is not even championship level.
Yeah. So the other thing is,
it's like MLS level.
Mike said that if they win the Champions League, you forgive them, and it's no. I remember 2005. I remember Liverpool winning a Champions League. As I recall, didn't they win the Champions League with Michael Owen in the middle 90s too?
Yeah.
I can't remember if that's the case, but I remember a Champions League victory. They have never won the Premiership. And that's why, to me, at this point, if you're going to be the head coach that is the first coach to ever win the Premiership in a season where you really have a good chance to win the Premiership, fine. Then go ahead. I don't give a fuck lineup.
But you have to win.
But now you have to win the league.
Yeah.
Now you have to win the league. And I'm sorry, if you blow a lead,
and it's not even like you can make up good ground by beating the second place team because you just lost to them.
Right. And if he wins nothing this year, after putting out 3 I don't give a fuck lineups. Let's be honest, because FA Cup, League Cup, and then Community Shield, not one lineup that was even anything other than surrendering the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
If you're going to surrender all 3 of those cups in the very first round, then you have to win either the Premiership or the Champions League. And at this point into Klopp's career, and with this team at this stage of the game, when you made that decision to outright throw that final British Cup, then you got to win the league. Now you got to win the league.
Wolverhampton started a bunch of bench players, which is fine, but they also subbed in their starters.
Well, they
still put in Ruben Neves and Giammattino.
But they also weren't playing a team of B team players.
Right. They had some starters in there. They had some backups. Like, okay, that's fine, but like they didn't totally throw the game, and they were just their B team was better.
Liverpool, at least before then, when they were like putting in the I don't give a fuck lineup, it still featured, one of the main three, right? It still featured Jesus Mo on the run. Take a shot, James.
Firmino couldn't get there.
They still put in Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah.
There was still a Virgil van Dijk. There was still occasionally a Robbo.
Yeah, they would still like put in Sammy Hepia and Jamie Carragher in the back line.
Well, I'm talking about in the Klopp days.
Oh, okay.
Like this year when they were putting in the I don't give a fuck lineup. It's still until that game included Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah.
And like one midfielder. And like
yeah.
and like maybe one of the
And I'm
big
sorry,
three.
but Mignolet is not good.
Yeah. Well, after that run, of course, Mo's getting his name cheered.
Yeah, well deserved too. He went through like everyone, and then got triple teamed and passed it off to Milner, who set it up for Firmino and just didn't make the connection.
Oh, that's a great corner. God, I love having Milner in a lineup for those corners.
Me too.
That was a great corner.
And then Mane had a clear header, just went right to the keeper.
Had a good spot to header. He was a little bit far from the goal.
Hey, he had power on it.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a hard spot to score from. I mean, it's as good as you can get, and then the only way you're scoring from that is a pretty well placed header. Like a pretty well placed header, not perfect, but pretty well placed.
Like a Peter Crouch header.
Peter Crouch's headers weren't that great. He was just taller than everyone, so he was getting the headers. So did you manage to catch any games this morning, or did you just...
No, I woke up too late to do that. Apparently, Wolverhampton beat Leicester 4-3.
I kind of wish we watched it. In hindsight, I kind of wish we watched it.
But I'm sorry. That was
us Americans, we love them scores. Needs to be 1 million to 1 million.
But yeah, I'm not.
We don't like ties. Needs to be 2 million to 1 million. That's a good game.
Yeah, 73-70 is a good game.
I love how everyone was like lauding the Kansas City St. Louis game. That was an ugly fucking game, dude.
That was a fun, entertaining game.
You consider it a fun, entertaining game, but I was just like the whole time I'm like,
Mike, there were 3 defensive scores.
I know, but like it wasn't because you've seen those two teams this year. That was not defensive competence. That was offensive fuckery.
There was like nine total sacks and
8 total turnovers.
8 total turnovers and 3 defensive scores. And how is that not a defensive game?
But it wasn't on the defenses when you're throwing the ball to their chest. Right? Like Mahomes looked terrible.
He did.
And Goff didn't look any better.
The Chiefs won that game, right?
I think they did.
I think it was 52-49.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a football score for you. 52-49.
It was the highest scoring Monday Night Football game ever.
Yeah, imagine a EPL score of 52-49. America.
Well, let's put it in that perspective. It would be like 8-7.
Yeah. Yeah, fair. Maybe more like, well, no, you're right, because 8-7, because it was close right up to the end.
Yeah.
I was going to say like 10-6, but no.
It was close the whole way out. There was never more than, I don't think there was a double-digit difference at any point in time.
Oh, great
nice
heel.
Flick.
Great heel from Salah. Mane on the break. That's got to be a foul. No, he got the ball? All right. Keita's just not. That was Keita with the ball on that run. That's too bad, because if that was Mane, I think Mane would have just outpaced him.
Yeah, Mane's faster.
Mane's fast.
Klopp said that Gomez is the fastest player on the team, but on the pitch right now, he's not there. So I think Mane would have been the fastest on the pitch. And
that's hard for me to agree with in terms of what we see on the field, because Klopp, I get it. You see them at the track. We don't. We see them in the game. And from what we see in the game,
Mane
fast. Looks really fast. which is where they score their goals, on the counter. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Hendo, for fuck's sake.
I love how Milner's like waving his hands wide open on the right on the.
Okay, there's
right
green
line
in
there.
front of you. Take it. That's what Bayern did yesterday, and they throttled.
I mean, when
Hoffenheim in
we
the
were
first
when we were
half.
playing youth league, we were told because we both played the back position. I was a wing back and you were a center back.
Yeah, of some sort. Yeah.
Yeah, and we were told if you've got grass in front of you, take it, dribble it up, and make them take you on. And so often I see that in these top flight games where they're just not doing that. And then they wonder why they get dispossessed later. It's like, because you're not taking the advantage when you can.
Oh, come on now. Come on now. Oh, but he got the ball. Come on.
That was
wasn't from behind. That was like,
that was ball foot ball.
yeah, yeah.
He fell over.
Ball foot ball. He fell over.
And ball foot ball should never be called.
No.
Unless there's like a fist or an elbow. And then you're not calling it on the ball.
Oh, no, you're talking about football foot.
Yeah.
So
Football foot.
In between. So it's foot, ball, foot.
Foot. Yeah.
Right. Right. If you trip over the ball because I drilled a ball into your foot,
Then screw you.
yeah, screw you and your dumb ass. About 26 minutes in, or 27 minutes in, and we're seeing the scores come from around England, and
It doesn't look like anyone else is scoring.
no one else is scoring. All of them are roughly 26, 27 minutes in, and no one's scoring.
Except, well, there's the one goal from Newcastle.
From Newcastle, yeah, against Cardiff.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah.
We also said was a
bad
relatively sure relegation team before the season even started. Oh!
Oh, no communication there between Keita and Robertson. They both had a foot on it, and they both flubbed each other.
Yeah, and unfortunately, 5'7" Salah couldn't get a good header on this cross from Mane.
Yeah, look at that.
Okay.
They needed to communicate.
No, I'm sorry. That's Keita's ball.
It is.
It's one of those things where it's like if you're the center fielder, right, and you're the left fielder, and you two are about to collide, that's the center fielder's ball. You got to know your place. Robbo is a fucking fullback.
Yeah, Mike Cameron. You should know that was Carlos Beltran's ball.
Ugh. I don't know if it's too soon, but just getting reminded of that collision is like
Oh my God, it was
disgusting.
terrible. Yeah, that ended Kramer's career.
Yeah, ended his career. And I mean, it wasn't as gross as seeing Kevin Ware's shin bone stick out of his leg.
Or even as gross as Gordon Hayward's ankle pop out of his leg.
Miller's really been looking good moving forward here.
He has been.
Is he the wingback on that right side?
Yeah, he's the right wing back. He's taken Trent's
Oh,
place.
great
my
run
God.
from Milner.
Look at this. Set it up. Oh! Couldn't get it over the defender.
Rip it, Andy. Hendo out to Milner, wide.
Oh, that's a corner.
You'll get it back, James. Don't worry.
Put it up.
Well done, James. Oh, and he's wearing the band today. Good.
Well, yeah. Who else would be your captain?
I mean...
Oh, no. Henderson's wearing the band. The black band is not the captain band.
Oh, that's just the Hold My Shirt Down band.
No, there's something else to it. There's some other meaning to that black band.
All right.
I forget.
Because everyone's wearing it. That's got to be...
Matip almost had it.
Was that Matip?
Matip.
Oh, okay.
Matip's taking some shots on goal. Taking some shots. Yeah, he should have hit that more
should have
squarely.
been a goal.
He had the position. He had the open header.
Oh, yeah.
He needs to get that at least on goal. If it goes to the keeper, that's whatever.
Yeah,
but
his defender fell over, so he had a free header.
I love the Anfield fans whistling
yelling at Peroni.
Yeah,
Or Speroni.
for not taking the kick.
Who's Peroni? Peroni is he Roma? No. Who does Peroni play for?
I don't remember.
Wow. You were offside from that spot?
Yeah, it's a terrible spot to be offside. I remember actually calling an offside on somebody on
like
their,
1
on
yard?
on their own half.
That's not possible.
Yes, it is, because they were in offside position when the ball was kicked on the opposite half.
Alexandre with his first touch of the game.
He has not been challenged today at all.
Yeah.
Oh, United scored.
United up on Brighton, 30 minutes in.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 defenders on that back line.
yeah. Yeah.
8 defenders on the back line.
The crystal bus.
Yeah, Jesus.
Milner better be on this.
So did we get a foul out of that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, actually,
No.
if Salah wants to take a shot on goal.
If we were closer, I would say Salah on goal. But no, I want to see Milner set somebody up here.
Yeah, on the backside.
Let's see if I can read them properly. I think Milner just indicated. Oh no, he's taking it. Oh, header!
Oh,
Virgil.
just over.
Virgil. That's got to be a goal.
Oh, was that a corner?
So Milner on this great cross puts it right square on Virgil's head. Virgil doesn't have to change his direction at all.
Oh, it's a corner.
And you know what? It winds up being a corner. And that's probably why it didn't go in.
Yeah.
That deflection is probably what put it over the net.
I mean, I don't mind putting if I'm the manager, I don't mind putting somebody like
That was
Virgil
actually a
on the
bad corner for
keeper.
Milner. Okay.
If I'm the manager and I've got a big dude like Virgil van Dijk, I don't actually mind. Ooh, yeah, that's a bad call.
Well, that might be because Mane threw. I think the foul was Mane taking his hand and throwing it up in the air.
Well, he went like the referee went like this, saying handball. Yeah.
Oh no! I don't think it was handball. I think it might have been indicating that Mane, because on further review, Mane's arm is doing this.
Yeah.
Right. So that's probably what the foul was, to force a handball.
Maybe. As I was saying though, if I'm a manager or a coach and I have somebody big and huge and strong like Virgil van Dijk, I don't mind playing a screen game against the keeper and shoving him in a corner.
What do you mean a screen game against?
Like straight up boxing out the keeper.
So on offense, your job is to box out the keeper, and everyone else just goes for ball.
Yep.
It's really shitty. That's really shitty, Chris.
I mean, what are the rules against it?
I mean, it's still shitty as hell. Goal. Palace up 1-0.
One shot on goal, one goal. This isn't bad. I had a bad feeling about this game.
Yeah, I did too. We predicted 1-0 Liverpool, but
it could be 1-0 Palace because they scored their goal and they're just going to frigging park a bus now.
And Liverpool's
and they
not
don't
good
have
at
the
breaking
creative
buses.
midfielders to be able to beat that bus.
No, they don't. They don't.
And
he was
Matip kept
onside,
him
yeah.
onside.
Yeah, I mean, well played on their part, but what's going to be frustrating, and you can count on this, 35 minutes into the game, in the 35th minute,
They're going to try to
Palace
play
will
1-0.
not move the ball, will not have a player on the attacking side of the pitch the entire rest of the game.
Yeah.
Entire rest of the game.
Yeah, they did this in 2014. They're going to do it again.
This is frustrating too because Palace will beat like the top four teams and then lose
the bottom.
every other game
Yeah. They beat City.
and barely avoid relegation.
Yeah. They'll be like 13th in the league.
Yeah, coast their way to 13th in the league. Oh my God! All 11 players are within 25 yards of goal.
And the first attempt wasn't really an attempt. It was a long-range one where Alisson just picked it up. Shoot it.
Rip it.
No hand?
I disagree with that foul call, too. We got that foul call, but that's got to be a play on. Milner, so far, for Liverpool, is the man of the match.
Yeah, so far.
He's getting free. He's getting through defenders. He's making great runs.
He's making great crosses. His
Great
free
crosses.
kicks have been fantastic.
Of course he's looking for Virgil van Dijk.
He's the biggest player on the team.
Yeah.
Why would you not?
Okay, the crowd is jeering Henderson because he's doing absolutely nothing with the ball. Set up from, oh, not bad from Robbo. Got to Virgil.
Yeah, I just got a bad feeling in my gut about this game now.
I wonder if Virgil is like, if the team practices. I do too. I wonder if the team practices having Virgil score headers from setups.
Oh, on the way down.
Well, let's see.
Right? Not there. Right? There.
Oh,
that's
a
a
handball.
That is a handball.
Yeah, the ball's on the ground, totally dead, and the defender doesn't fall on the ball, right? He reaches his arm out for the ball. I don't know. That's a handball.
Yeah.
That should have been a goal for Milner.
Yeah. Because at this point, you don't want Salah taking it.
No. If Milner's on the field, he's taking everything.
Unless you're up 5-0 and you want Salah to be in the race.
And you know what? Look at that. Look at that rundown. Look at that rundown from Milner.
Yeah.
You know, forward moving ball. Milner runs down the defender, outruns him, gets the ball, and cleans up the mess.
And he's wide open in the right, and you're just not passing it to him.
Yeah, and he's been like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 midfielders.
They're playing a 4-5-1.
They're playing a 4-5-1 right now. A straight up 4-5-1. I wish I could take a snapshot of this. 4-5-1. We were joking about this before the game started, and they're actually playing a 4-5-1.
Yeah, like I said, the crystal bus. Finally, Milner gets it on the wing.
I don't know. Fabinho and then Caeta. God, I wish Liverpool. This is where you miss Coutinho, to be honest, because Coutinho could just, work his way through the middle on these. I don't think Liverpool has had.
I don't think he's trying to go for penalty there.
Outside of Suarez, did they give the spot? Did they give the spot?
No, I think they're calling a goal kick.
Yeah, they're calling a goal kick.
Which is a proper call. I don't think he was looking for penalty. It was just like Salah had his back into the defender, and the defender gave out, and Salah went down because he had his weight shifted back. So I don't.
Yeah, I don't see this as a foul.
See?
I don't see that's a foul.
I don't see that as a foul either. And then Salah's still trying to play the ball on the ground, and then Sacco got in his face over it.
I don't know what happened there, Chris. I wish I could tell you what happened. I don't know.
It's not a penalty.
It's not a penalty. Yeah, we're as much as we are Liverpool homers.
Yeah, but
we're still consistent about how we call a match.
The scrum started because Salah got up and Sacco got in his face because he thought he was diving. And no, he didn't, because as I said, his weight was shifted backward and Sacco moved his body so that Salah would fall down.
And that's a no call.
That's a no call. That's a no call.
Former Premier League referee Mark Clattenburg is with us all weekend. So I guess he really is a former referee.
Yeah.
I wonder if he retired or if the league was like,
You suck.
you suck. So
I mean, he was terrible. Let's be honest.
the fact that we know his name is a bad sign.
Like he's right there with Michael Oliver.
Yeah, was Michael Oliver the referee that had the World Cup final with Spain and Netherlands where there was like 13 yellows and like 2 reds?
I don't remember, but that was unnecessary from Ayu, and the defender needs to get up.
Yeah.
Is that Henderson?
It's Hendo.
Henderson, get up.
Yeah. Oh
Play the
God,
whistle.
I cannot wait to see Jordan get crushed on Facebook for this. Oh, we did get a yellow out of this.
I mean, it was totally unnecessary, and I agree with the yellow card, but dude, Henderson, get up. You can't win the ball. You can't win the game on the ground.
Like our father used to say, you're not going to score with your back on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
He used to get mad at us because I spent a lot of time on the dirt, but it wasn't because I was like going to ground. It was because I was like 7 and played an unbelievably aggressive style. And the result is that I wound up getting tackled a lot.
Yeah.
Not fouled, just like hard tackles.
And I went to ground a lot because I was doing the hard tackling a lot.
We never played against each other. Did we ever
No.
formally play against or with each other?
No.
Yeah, I
We're
mean,
too far apart.
We're 3 years apart, so like
That was very clearly offside.
you know what's interesting in that Bayern game? Not one offsides against Bayern.
Really?
They won 3-1, and their attacking presence was like really scary. Not one offsides. So that to me says Liverpool's gonna lose that game. Like,
I think they'll win and lose because it's a home and away.
yeah,
I think they'll win at home and lose away.
down to differential or away goals, or penalties. What do you think?
Away goals.
Away goals, and then advance or no advance.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say no advance and just straight up points. A loss and a draw. So it's on the record. I say loss and a draw.
I'm saying a loss and a win. Well, the home teams are going to win.
I mean, I don't know what the name of the stadium is in Munich, but they are loud. Why did you come back on that, Robbo?
Oh, almost went in. Yeah, Robertson needs to take a shot.
I want to
I've
see
been saying
Robertson
that for the
take
past
a
few
shot.
weeks. Robertson, you
This
got
is
to
a
take
great
shots.
cross from Hendo.
Take the shot.
Dude, take the shot. You're wide open. I don't even think that deflection is even
Was a
meant
shot.
Yeah, I don't even think he meant to even deflect it. I think it just crushed his foot so fast and so hard he had no time.
On the scoreboard. Man U's up 2-0 on Brighton.
Yep. One, 2,
I mean, yeah, they should have had.
2, 5, 8, 10, all 11 men back.
Well, they have the one up. I think Wilfred Zaha's up. Oh, no, Andres Townsend is.
But they're not pressing the ball at all.
No.
Like, the Liverpool fullbacks are halfway into the Palace side of the pitch, and Palace is not attacking the ball at all. Oh, Keita couldn't get any weight on it. Although, I don't know, would you consider that a shot? No?
I don't know. I'm not an official scorer. I don't know how they do it.
Well, I mean, the way they do official scoring in England is odd, right? Like they love giving own goals. They hate giving assists.
Which makes no sense. It's like, okay, you get 2 dribbles in and it's no longer an assist. What?
Yeah.
Who fed you the ball though? Without that feed, is there a goal? No.
Yeah, I mean, Pocket picking is one thing. Making a run down the wing is another. Getting a deflection's one thing. But like when James Milner just puts up a great cross, great defending. I do like the quick take on the free kick.
I like it too because it gets the game going again.
Yeah, as a fan especially, man. I'm actually kind of chilly down here.
I'm fine.
Yeah?
Well, you're also Georgian.
Georgian and not... I don't have quite as much insulation.
Ha 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 ha.
Obligatory fat joke. 2 minutes on the of added.
Yeah, and
we're
and
minute and 20 in.
He's clearly pissing away time, the keeper here. He held on to it for like 20 seconds.
Again, this right here, this header will reveal what their strategy is moving forward. Because there's Zaha. He's they've got some players moving forward. Great defending from Milner. Holy cow.
Yeah, Milner's...
What a pro. Well, that's because
they've got 2 guys on each of them.
All right, end of the first half. Palace up 1-0. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the heat, if you don't mind.
For it. I'm not that cold.
Oh, here we go. Hold on. We got a live look in on United and Brighton.
With like 20 seconds left.
Yeah, with 20 seconds left to half. United up 2-0 on Brighton.
Corner.
So did you hear about... when was the last time you talked to Dad?
I haven't. I tried calling him on his birthday, and he didn't respond.
Yeah? Yeah, I took him to Men's Warehouse. We got him some shoes.
Yeah?
He wound up picking up exactly the pair of shoes that I picked up. After he went through 3 pair, and I was like, Dad, try these shoes on. Like, oh, yeah, there you go. Done and done. That's what I was talking about. But... he was telling me this story about how, like, the night before, he was up till 2 in the morning dealing with crackhead. With his resident crackhead.
I don't know why he deals with her. He should just kick her out.
Yeah, so...
send her to rehab and throw away her shit and get rid of her keys.
Yeah. And then when she shows up and just say, hey, I don't know who she is.
Yeah.
She never lived here. Right? Newcastle up halftime on Cardiff 1-0. No news. Everyone else is drawn at zeros. But so our dad out of the goodness of his heart years ago,
like 5 years ago,
like let this girl spend the night, and it was just spend the night. That's it at his house.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I got a spare bedroom. I feel bad about you sleeping basically out in the street tonight. And I mean, at the time she was what, like lower middle 40s.
Something like that.
Something like that. Our dad's in his lower 60s. At the time, he was probably 60-ish.
Just before.
Just before he turned 60.
Like 58,
upper
59.
50s, yeah. And basically what happened was the next morning, he was like, all right, so where do I need to drop you off? And she goes, I'm not leaving. And he goes,
yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are. And then she's just like...
the next day, she already had her stuff there.
Call the cops.
Yeah.
Like, right?
And the cops don't want to deal with her.
Yeah, so he did call the cops eventually.
Like 3 times, by the way.
Yeah, and the cops were like, you let her in one time, therefore, in order to kick her out, you have to go through the eviction process, which is fucking insane. Like, I don't know how it works in other countries, but all you have to do is let a stranger spend the night at your house one time, and then it's this horrible, nightmarish process to get them out.
Yeah.
Right? Our dad spent tens of thousands of dollars in litigation trying to get her properly evicted. And even though she was just a goddamn squatter, a crackhead, heroin addict, was stealing everything under the sun from his house. Son of a bitch, squatter. And he could not get her out. So after losing the eviction case, which it just blows my mind, he just said, screw it, I guess I got to deal with this. And, you know, I told him, if she's that much of a degenerate, that much of a goddamn lowlife, and she is. She absolutely is. Right? She hasn't worked a day in her life. She just mooches off of everyone and does everything she can to get her hands on whatever drugs she can.
Yeah.
Right? That's her job in life, is to be a fucking degenerate drug addict. And there's no other way to describe it. So I told him, you know her dealer, right? Well, yeah. And the reason he knows her dealer is because he can't put up with her when she's not high, because she's a violent scumbag lowlife. Mm-hmm. Right? Breaking shit, hurling shit at him, threatening him within inches of his life. He has to have her hopped up all the time. So he would go out, he would take her to her dealer, and when she didn't have money, which was all the time, he was buying her heroin. Straight up heroin. So he could deal with her. Right? And I told her, listen, what you do, because she won't believe you if you do this, is you just go to her dealer and say, you know, he's a degenerate, right? Oh yeah, of course he's a degenerate.
He's a heroin dealer. Of course he's
He's a degenerate. Buy him a round trip airfare to Cancun. Buy her a one-way ticket. And then the next time that the two of them meet, just pay the guy off. However much it takes, just pay him off to lie to her and say, hey, we're going to go on vacation. I got this score down in Cancun. Let's go to Cancun and enjoy ourselves, right? Do it in the middle of winter when the weather's miserable, so she wants to go. And then have him at the airport when they land in Cancun, just be like, hey, man, you know, I got to go use the toilet. And then instead of using the can,
I got to go get a pack of smokes.
Yeah, they're like the stereotypical, got to go get a pack of smokes, deadbeat dad, right? And then instead of going out to the bathroom, just have him kind of like sneak off to the next terminal and get on the next flight back to the United States. And then there's no way she comes back. Like, how on earth is she ever getting back at that point? Mm-hmm. Right? Like, to get into the United States, you have to have a passport now. And if you don't have a passport, you're just SOL. Mm-hmm. And then at that, where's she getting? Best case scenario, she gets into Westchester, right? Then how on earth does she get from the airport back to his house?
With no money.
Right? Like, you know that she's going to have to get her fix at some point, too. So you think that she's going to get across the border with drugs in her pocket? No way. Right? So that was a weak penalty, but whatever.
Very, very weak. So and I hate the Pogba penalty. So
our dad is dealing with this degenerate lowlife that's just has for now 4 or 5 years just been kind of like mooching her way into his doorstep. And he's suffering from a little bit of a Stockholm syndrome right now, right? Where he's starting to like tolerate her, right? And say, oh, she's not so bad. And it's like, no, she's not paying a dime in rent. She's not doing any housework. She's ruined the room that you and I, you know,
rebuilt.
Called our rooms as kids. And, you know, he spends his life on that house.
Mm-hmm. I told him, he told me about a year ago that he hopes that he comes home from work one day and she's overdosed.
And she's just OD'd. Yeah. That's how bad the situation is. Our dad, the most benevolent, genuinely good human being on earth, is hoping for the day that he finds her OD'd on the floor. Right? So this is what he tells me when I take him out to dinner for his birthday. Ready? This is the story. He comes home and he finds the place just covered in puke. And she's writhing and making a big scene and throwing herself all about. I'm sick. I can't believe it. And after God knows how long, he finally gets out of her why she's sick. She ate some bread that was covered in mold. I don't mean had little spots on it. I mean covered in mold. Covered in mold. Mm. And, you know, of course he's asking her, are you allergic to penicillin? Well, they're not going to ask that. Why do you need to know? Are you allergic to penicillin? You don't need to know. I was like, you goddamn bitch. You goddamn unbelievable bitch. If this is an anaphylactic reaction, your life is in danger.
And at that
And we
point,
need to
I
know
just
this
say,
is
all
anal-
right, fine, fuck you. I'm going to let you die.
So, dude, it was fucking food poisoning. You know how you get over food poisoning? You deal with it for a night.
Yeah.
You deal with it for a
You
night.
don't eat moldy bread.
Yeah, and then you puke and shit your brains out. And then the next morning, you get some sleep, you chug some water, and you recover. Now, I'm at an age where if I get food poisoning starting at 10 and I'm up till 3 in the morning puking, I need the day off from work the next day, and I'm sleeping till like noon, chugging water, and going back to bed at like 6. And then I'm good the next day.
Me too.
Right? Like, that's how it works for me. She insisted he take her to the hospital. So they finally get her. They finally agree to go to the hospital, and her belligerence just gets even worse. Right? Once she gets to the hospital, she's making a scene. They can't get a needle in her to give her like a fluid IV because she's so low on fluids because she's writhing and making a scene and jumping and she won't stop flailing about for 8 seconds to get the IV in her. And eventually, I need Vicodin, you know, and screaming all this shit.
Oh, for pain meds that she's clearly addicted to.
Right, my stomach cramps. I can't stand the pain. I need Vicodin or whatever. And then they give her, like, basically the Tylenol Vicodin. It's like basically an Advil codeine, where there's hardly any of the good stuff in it. This isn't gonna do anything. I don't need this. What are you doing? And eventually, my father just fucking abandons her. And he's telling me the story, and I'm like, Dad, have you ever dealt with drug dealers before? Druggies like this before? She got herself sick on purpose. Who the fuck looks at a blue-ass, mold-covered loaf of bread and says, oh, yeah, this seems like a good idea?
And she did it on purpose so that she could try to get some pain meds from the hospital.
Exactly. This is what degenerates do. We have a serious problem. I don't know if you guys have it in the United States, but we have a serious problem in the United Kingdom or wherever you guys are watching this. But we have a serious problem in the United States with prescription drug addiction and just drug addiction in general. And this is what these folks do. They will get themselves violently ill on purpose, make an obnoxious scene, and be absolutely belligerent to everyone who's taking care of them, including the people at the hospital, just to get drugs.
Yep.
And my dad was like, I never even thought of that. And I'm like, ugh.
Dad, really?
Dad, like, don't be so fucking naive. You're kidding me.
They showed one goal.
So they're showing highlights from the Wolves-Leicester game.
And they show one goal.
A 4-3 result. A 4-3 result. And they just spent like 8 seconds on highlights showing one goal. Like, come on. When you have that many goals in a game, like, that highlight reel should be fucking 4 minutes long.
Seriously.
God damn, I'm hungry. Did you manage to eat before you came here?
Yeah, I had my breakfast of a cup of coffee.
Oh, yeah? And diarrhea?
No, I haven't had that yet. No, that'll be later. I held that in on the car ride over.
But, I mean, does that do that for you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It cleans
diarrhea?
me out. No, not diarrhea. It cleans me out.
Yeah.
It's just instant number 2.
Man, this feels like a long halftime. You know, I think I'm going to run upstairs and actually get a hoodie. Are you actually really plenty warm?
I'm fine.
Damn. Well, we actually have winter here in the United States, and we're in the middle of it. And, yeah, when I get back, let's talk about that weather forecast for Sunday and Monday.
I'll pull it up. look at it, it's so much worse than before.
Now offers a mobile service? It's true. Tired of dropped calls and bad connections? Spectrum Mobile is built on America's largest and most reliable LTE network. Talk and text is always free. Just pay for the data you use. Only $14 per gig. Need more? There's an unlimited plan too. And you can save up to 40% by switching. The best network, the best devices, the best value. Spectrum Mobile. Go to spectrummobile.com today.
So what's it say, Chris?
So it says, okay. So it says we have for today snow showers, and then tonight it says rain, snow accumulating 3 to 5 inches, and then tomorrow it says rain in the morning, and tomorrow night is supposed to be 3 degrees Fahrenheit, which means we're probably gonna have about 2 to 3 inches of ice.
Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. It gets worse.
Yeah, Monday is a high of 9, low of 5. Again, this is in Fahrenheit, not Celsius. And it just gets more snow and rain, which means rain and more ice.
Can you put those in Celsius?
I don't think I have the option to.
Kickoff just happened.
I can't do it.
Just started the second half. Yeah, so you're talking about 9 for a high on, was it Sunday or Monday? I think you said Monday, right?
Monday.
9 for the high, 5 for the overnight low. And that's actually a significant improvement on the forecast from yesterday when it said it was going
0.
to be, it was going to be 3 for the high and like -6 for the low. And again, these are all in Fahrenheit. So I don't even know what that equates to in Celsius. What, like -20-ish? -20, 25-ish?
Yeah! Goal!
Solid goal!
I was trying to do the math in my head for the conversion, but Jesus, that was clutch.
Kind of out of nowhere, Fabinho just kind of put up a
prayer.
A prayer
and
that
Salah
went
got
a
left
million
foot on
miles
it.
into the sky. And Salah just put a foot on it and got it in. Poor clearance. Hendo resets out to Van Dijk. Van Dijk
Gets a deflection.
that goes a mile into the sky. And
Which,
Salah
by the way, on that deflection, I don't think he can be offside.
No, he can be. He can be, but he was definitely not.
Oh, okay. Because in...
the timing is still when Virgil van Dijk kicks the ball.
Right. In USSF rules, which is the United States Soccer Federation, and those rules, if a defender makes a play on the ball while an offensive player is in an offside position and the defender biffs it, meaning makes contact and it still goes to the offensive player, they're no longer offside.
I thought it was...
That is a rule as of like 3 years ago.
How about this situation? I'm deliberately playing a ball to my offensive player who's in an offside position.
Mm-hmm.
And the deflection, you might consider a play on the ball. Right? Like, still gets it to my player, but obviously in a different position at this point.
Doesn't matter. He's no longer offside.
He's no longer offside. That seems ridiculous because he was in an offside position when the ball was played to him.
Correct.
Oh, I just spilled all over myself.
I actually saw that they showed a replay of what they would consider that rule, and it was supposed to be a feed through, so like through two defenders. And the player who was going to get the ball was offside, and the defender was in a very good position to just clear it away, and the clearance he just biffed. He just, I'm not whiffed because biffed is meaning he had made contact with the ball. Whiff means he didn't. And it bounced off the ground and went right to the offensive player. Like it bounced off of his ankle and went to him. And they said that is no longer offside, which I think is ridiculous.
Biffed means you got that book that has the scores for all the games from 1955 to 2015. And he got rich off of dirty betting.
And he made a casino out of it. And see, that's not going to be an assist. That's going to be an unassisted goal.
But it should be. It should not be an assisted goal because that ball was not played to him.
How do you know?
Oh, come on. That ball was nowhere near him. Like, if the defender wasn't there, that ball is nowhere near Salah. Like, that deflection put it to Salah. Oh, Robertson finally goes for a goal and barely misses.
I love that shot. I love the audacity.
Yeah.
You don't have to make every shot. But
take the good ones.
Go to goal, because then at least, like, if you're playing him as
his
a defender.
shot was a slide tackle.
Yeah.
He had a free run and his shot was a slide tackle. That's funny.
If you're gonna play him as a defender, you're going to put yourself in a position to let him have the shot and take away the cross. Blindly. Because he doesn't take the shot.
Oh yeah, it's like the guy who refuses to take a 3-pointer. Right? If you're not going to take a 3-pointer, I'm going to play 6 feet off of you if you're outside the 3-point line.
Yeah, if you're Shaq and you have the ball at the 3-point line, I'm going to play you 6 feet off.
Right, but it's different though, because Shaq couldn't shoot from more than 2 feet away to save his life. Right?
Or like for instance, in basketball, if you're a left-handed shooter or right-handed shooter, you're going to guard that side more.
Yeah. And then if you refuse to go lefty, I mean, it's just like a shift in baseball.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're a left-handed pull power hitter, and you
dead pull power hitter, yeah.
Yeah, and that's all you are, and the defenders do a full shift on you.
Oh yeah, we're gonna
learn to hit the left field.
We are so going to confuse the hell out of our viewers from around the world right now, but I don't care. Right?
If the shift is so hard that the third baseman is on the other side of second base.
That's usually how it works. Third baseman goes to the other side of second base, and the shortstop stays at short.
Right. If that's how hard your shift is.
Bunt it down the left field line.
Yeah.
Bunt it down the third base line. Like, every third grader who ever played fucking T-ball knows how to bunt a ball. Bunt it down the third base line.
It doesn't even have to be good.
No, it doesn't have to be good.
Because you're 10 feet from anybody else, and you'll get to first base.
Yeah. I mean, you could be a fat Bobby Bonilla fuck as long as you get a C+ bunt down.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're worth the money that we're still goddamn paying you, even though you haven't played in the league in like 2 decades.
Yeah, the $1 million a year.
The $1 million a year forever. What a fucking deal.
Yeah, right.
What a fucking unbelievable deal.
Especially for somebody who hit like 210.
No, his last season with the Mets, he hit like 087.
I was saying as a career, he hit like 210.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a good power hitter when he was on his first stint with the Mets. And
yeah,
then he became
he hit like
solid
270, 280, somewhere in that range.
And then he became
okay
solid power hitter when he left the Mets. And then he came back to he came back to Queens, and you know what happens when you go to Queens.
Oh, yeah.
You go to Queens to watch your career die because, I mean, John Olerud's batting average before he was a Met was better than when he was with a Met. And then John Olerud's batting average when he left the Mets was better.
He won the title. He won the batting
He won the
crown.
batting title the year he left the Mets.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good run from Mane.
Ugh.
Ooh, bad cross.
Corner, though.
Mo Salah booking it to the corner.
No. This is James's ball. Come on. Oh, he took the quick take.
Mm-hmm.
Left foot cross from Milner. Solid cross, but cleared out.
Yep. Yeah,
but getting back to the shift, man, which is probably a bad time to get back to the shift because we just had a shift.
Oh,
Hey, Bobby!
Hey! Let's take that lead back.
Taking it back. Fuck you and your fucking bus up your fucking ass.
Bleep, beep, bleep, beep, bleep, beep, bleep.
Yeah, we'll fix that in editing.
I actually think it's funnier sometimes with the bleeps in it than the actual swears.
Yeah. And by the way, that bus can go careening off of a cliff. It's that cold weather we brought in.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Shattered.
Yeah. The road got slick, and those idiots from London don't know how to drive in ice.
Actually, I don't know about that because they do get ice.
Fuck that. It's London. Nobody drives in London, except for those people that wind up in porn. I mean, taxi drivers.
I hope there are only men watching this that actually get that.
Come on. It's our crass nonsense as we watch a soccer game. Like, there's no chance
Or
watching the show.
a football match.
Yeah, there's no chicks watching it. There's no fit birds watching this show.
Named Becca.
No fit birds watching this show.
By the way, if there are if there are any Brits on this, I would like to know if Becca is actually a very common name.
I thought it was Becky.
Becca.
I thought it was Becky, and she's just like, Nem's Becca.
Well, either way, it still comes from the same name.
Yeah. Yeah, they're from Manchester. Fuck them both.
Yeah. Actually don't, because...
Good thing I was born a red. Oh, all of a sudden now they've got all their attacking presence moving forward.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Fuck your bus. Now I'm really hoping this winds up being 6-1. Let's put a touchdown on this team. Or let's put a try on this team. Because rugby football. Actually, is a try 6 points?
I don't know. I don't really... I know that a touchdown is 6 points in American rugby. But I don't know what the rules are. That was clearly a handball.
Well, I mean, isn't like a home run in cricket 6 runs?
I don't know anything about cricket.
You gotta know what a crumpet is to know anything about cricket.
Yeah, and I don't even know what a crumpet is. Is it some kind of food?
Do you eat it? Christopher, with you, everything is food. That's 2.
The funny thing is that reference that you're making, he was actually correct.
Yeah, for those of you who were born on Mars.
Or are under the age of 25.
Yeah, fucking millennials.
You are a millennial.
Of which we are a member. Yeah, no, that was a reference to the character Pumbaa from the movie The Lion King. Again, for those of you who have spent the last 30 years on Mars. Speaking of which, oh my God, 30 years ago today was 1989. 30 years ago, like a year from now, is going to be the 90s. That's just like so bizarre to me. Like, that was my childhood.
Yeah, it's weird to think that our childhood was so long ago.
Yeah, right? Like, does it feel weird, like, when people ask you now that you've turned 30?
It's like, more like when people ask about high school, and I'm like, yeah, that was like 14 years ago when that happened. I think that to myself, and that's probably the weirdest part.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm closer to my second reunion than my first.
I didn't go to my 10-year.
I didn't either. Mine was the stupidest. Okay, so let us know in the comment section, too, what you guys do for high school reunions. I don't even know how high school works in foreign countries. I know in
or secondary school.
Yeah, I know that in Germany, the closest thing would be gymnasium, and you're graduated from that by the age of 16. And then you're on to Universität. And in the U.S., we were young when we graduated. Like, we were really young when we graduated high school, and we were 17.
Because of our birthdays, yeah.
We were 17 and a half. Like, most high school graduates in the United States are 18 by the time they graduate high school. But there's a big thing in the United States. 10 years after you've graduated, you have your 10-year anniversary, your 10-year reunion, right? And, you know, every 10 years, you have your 20-year reunion. You have your 30-year reunion. I didn't go to mine. I wasn't invited. And the excuse was that, oh, we don't know how to reach you. And it's like, oh, my God.
Facebook.
Google.
It's not that hard.
Mike, Google my name, and you'll have instantly come up with my phone number. I also have lived in the same house that I've, like, it's the same address as I was in high school. Yeah. And I was in middle school and elementary school. And before that, like, I've had the same address for 30 years.
I got invited to mine, and it was at some banquet hall. It was like $50 a plate, and I didn't feel like going because the people that I wanted to stay in contact with, I did. Everyone else can go screw themselves. I have a few people that I like that I'm friends with, and a couple people that I know from high school that I still hang out with from time to time. Otherwise, I don't know. Fuck you.
I mean, the chick that was in charge of my 10-year reunion was just totally out to lunch, and the whole committee was just totally out to lunch.
Ours is a yearbook committee.
Here's just so everybody can understand. This is what my 10-year was like. All right, it was going to be like $150 a ticket to get in, right?
Jesus.
Oh yeah, it was a formal event, so full on suit tie at least, preferably renting a tux, right?
Screw that.
It wasn't in New Milford. It was 2 towns away.
Oh, ours was in Danbury too.
What's the big hotel in Danbury by exit 2?
I don't remember.
The Radisson or something like that?
The Marriott?
Yeah, the Marriott, right? So it wasn't even in town. Okay, they got the weekend right. It was the Friday after Thanksgiving. So like everyone's coming in town for Thanksgiving, right, to see their relatives, which would make sense for it to be in New Milford, not in Danbury, right? Not only was there it not open bar, not only was
It was $150 and no open bar?
no open bar,
Dude, my wedding was cheaper than that.
no bar, no food.
Dude, my wedding was a better rate than that.
That was it. That's ridiculous. The class of 2002, 1 year ahead of us. We remember when we accidentally ran into that.
I thought that was 2001.
2002.
That was 2002?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just went to the bar.
Here's how they did the reunion. Facebook event. Everyone show up to 1st and 10 the night before Thanksgiving at 7.
Yep.
No cover. Buy your own food, buy your own drinks.
Yep. Now, see,
How fucking hard is this? How fucking hard is this?
Ours wasn't even the night on Thanksgiving weekend. Ours was like in August, which makes no damn sense.
Yeah.
When people are on vacation. And guess where I was?
And in manual labor,
Mike,
you have to work.
Mike, guess where I was? I was in Cancun.
Yeah. And at that, like if you're in manual labor in August, in this part of the country, we have this thing called winter, which means if you're in manual labor and you have to work outside for a living, 99% of the people that have to work outside for a living have no job from December 1st to April 1st. So from
They're usually
April
on
1st to
unemployment.
December 1st, you're working like 90-hour work weeks.
Right,
And
to
you
make up for it.
cannot afford to take a minute off.
Yeah,
not a
especially
day,
landscapers.
not a minute. Like landscaping, you cannot afford
Which we
to take
both
1
did.
second off, which we both did. Yeah. So in August,
You're way more than me.
Yeah, me way more than you. But like in August, if you were to have the reunion in August, no, I can't go. I got to go to work in the morning, and I'm not going to get off work till 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, yeah, and they had a cash bar, which is fine.
Which is
I mean,
fine.
the
If there's no
event
cover, then fine.
The event that they did was fine because it was like $50 a plate. You get food. There's a cash bar, and oh, this looks dangerous on the Crystal Palace on the counterattack here. Wilfred Zaha in the corner of the box.
Oh boy, clear it, guys.
Oh,
Thank
man.
God, Crystal Palace's offense sucks so bad.
I mean, granted, they're better now that they don't really play Benteke, or I don't even know what's going on with him. Is he even on a team anymore?
I don't know. On Palace, you mean?
Nice clearance by Milner. Nice.
Oh boy.
That was a foul. I'm
Milner's
sorry,
a-
that was a foul. When
Milner.
when Henderson went down.
Offsides flag? How
For
lucky
what?
is that?
For what? That didn't look offside. Was it on that initial ball that Milner cleared?
That should be a goal. If I'm a Palace fan, I'm pissed.
Yeah, Fabinho needs to get more of a touch on it.
Anyways, they fucked up our 10-year reunion bad.
Well, your
And-
class was a bunch of idiots anyway.
Yeah.
I never liked your class.
Well, it was because the class was dominated by these ultra-rich, pretentious pricks who you're just totally out of touch. Just totally out of touch. Right? We live in we'll call it a pink town. Right? It's not red. It's not blue.
It leans red.
It's a pink.
Yeah, pink
Yeah.
is appropriate.
So on the right to left spectrum politically, we're pink, this town. And what comes along with that is that the overwhelming majority of this town is really not well off. And we are on the fringe of Fairfield County, one of the richest counties in the world.
I think it's top 15 in the country.
No, it's routinely top 5.
Top 5?
Top 5, routinely.
It hasn't been
It's been number 1 in the past.
Not recently because of the market in Connecticut.
Yeah. Because, yeah.
And-
we
and-
don't need to get into that. But the point is
Yeah.
that, like the majority of the people in this town are blue collar, despite the fact that we are surrounded by affluence. And unfortunately, there's this small enclave of incredible wealth in this town whose kids just are just totally out of touch with the rest of this town. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, that was the group that like dominated my grade. Not in terms of number, but like in terms of their positions within that grade. Right, like the class ahead of us did it right. Just tell everybody to meet at a pub, and then you can get as drunk as you feel like getting.
Yeah.
And it's right here in town.
That's what Caitlin's did.
Right here in town.
My wife had her 10-year last year.
Last year, did you go?
No, I didn't want to pay $40 a plate. I'm not paying $40 to go see people I don't know.
MGTOW. Anyways, your wife has
They went to a bar in Danbury on the Bethel line.
corner to Palace, by the way, now.
And they said, show up, don't dress like a slub.
Don't dress like a slob?
Oh, I said schlub, but yeah.
Oh, I couldn't tell if you said slut or slob, because I would think that if you're a single girl at your 10-year reunion, it is perfectly acceptable for you to dress like a slut. Right? Especially if you're getting the itch.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
and
especially if you're single.
I don't mean the itch that you cure with prescription drugs. Goal. Free header, goal to Palace.
Fucking Christ. That's the first header that Liverpool's given up all year.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Liverpool, defending corners. The best they've ever been is this year, and they're still not that good.
How do you let a free runner go?
And here's funny. That's their first corner where they've actually connected at all, and they scored. How many times have Liverpool had free headers today and not scored?
I don't know.
On corners.
A few.
Van Dijk's had 2. Matip had the 1.
They played a screen game. They had 3 guys blocking and for the one guy to get the header.
Yep. I told you, it's this shitty way of playing. All right, Liverpool. Now you got to win the way we've been saying to win.
I said earlier in the season that the 4-point lead they have is not safe because a 4 points is easily given up and lost.
1 loss, 1 draw.
By 1 loss and 1 draw. And if they draw this game, that's
huge.
your
draw.
That's your draw.
Then you got to pray for City to give up points, and they're not going to.
And then they have to
They're
play.
just
And then
not
they have to
going
play
to.
United at Old Trafford, and there's your loss.
Yep. And again, you have to rely on City at that point giving up points. They're not going to. Here's my prediction for the rest of the season. If Liverpool doesn't win out, City will. City will win out.
My other prediction is that second place is going to set a record for most points for second place.
That's going to be tough because there was that United team.
No, I'm saying it's going to be like 95.
You think it's going to be 95?
Like 94, 95. Yeah.
Because I believe that the highest point scored in second place is something like 92, and it was on that undefeated Chelsea team. I think it was like 92. It was either like somewhere between 88 and 92 for second place. And it was that team. It was either the Arsenal team that had like 96 points or the Chelsea team that went undefeated and had 95. That's probably what should happen on that first one. Allison, come on and just intercept
Yeah, but
it.
there's just too many people in the way. There are too many bodies. I'd like to see a substitution and put Shaqiri on.
I don't know.
You got to score.
We're in the 68th minute, and the score is drawn at 2s. Jesus.
Sloppy touch.
Not textbook defending. Oh, poach that.
We'll take the throw.
Yeah. Yeah, James. You're not going to get a good header on that. Come on.
Just get the ball back, get the possession, and get a good shot eventually.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this
Oh,
is...
shit. Southampton's up on Everton 2-0.
Yeah.
This Everton team has not looked that great.
No, it's... I think they're two bad seasons away from relegation.
Which would be hilarious.
Hilarious. Oh, that means there'd be no Darby.
Nope.
Corner.
I don't know. It might have taken a double deflection.
I mean, they're setting up like it's a corner. Nope.
And he's not off.
Salah, so Mane would have been offsides, but he didn't come into play.
Nope.
Salah plays it to himself.
Yep.
Mane tries to clean it up. Jesus.
Yeah, he got a double
How
save
many of
on
these
that.
chances have we just not been able to connect on?
I feel like that's
Unbelievable bad luck.
I feel like
okay,
that's
it was a goal kick on
every
that.
game. There's chances that they biff like that.
Good cross field on that from Hendo. This is Kayeta.
Yeah.
Mane's on the right. Maybe that's the problem here because Mane has historically been on the left. Milner making a good run. Nope. Denied.
I think he should be.
I think he should be, yeah. Now, I think if he's making way Shaqiri,
Absolutely. Like for like. Who else do you have in the midfield anyway? Lallana? No thanks.
yeah, oh yeah, he's not a midfielder too, by the way. Like, I'm not trying to correct you because I could see Klopp putting him in midfield, but he's just not. He's just not a midfielder. I wish he had seen Milner. Don't pass it to Milner now. Foul.
Nope.
All right.
Good job by Matip to come up to get the ball back.
Bobby.
Deflection. Bobby has not had a touch today.
He really hasn't had an impressive game, to be honest, today.
I mean, honestly, he really hasn't had an impressive season. He's been a good workhorse, but he hasn't been the Bobby Firmino that we know and love.
And right there, he should be going to that ball
Yeah.
instead of giving it up for a header. And, of course, Palace is happy to just sit back. Yes! Shaqiri, who's coming off?
Keita.
Oh, my God, yes. Just like we said, Xherdan Shaqiri coming in for Naby Keita.
And Shaqiri and Salah have a very, very good connection. They have very good
4-2-3-1 or just 4-3-3 and then have him be the middle?
4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1 because they've got the lineup for it.
Yeah, they have the perfect
Fabinho?
lineup for it.
Fabinho on the left,
But
and
the
on
thing
the
is,
right.
the thing is, if you're gonna do that, you got to drop your wing backs back. You got to have Milner and Robbo back.
So then maybe you just leave it 4-3-3 because Milner moving forward.
Yeah, that's another
That's
handball.
a
That's the
handball.
third handball that they've missed in the box.
That's like, and you and I are really hard. Like we hold our whistle on handballs. But like, dude played that ball right to himself, and it wasn't even like it was a ricochet out of nowhere. I mean, it was played it to his hand. Right? Like we're not quick to be. You know, when somebody rips a shot and you're the defender and you're changing direction and you got your hand like this, right? Like, because you're changing direction and the shot gets ripped at you from 2 yards away and it just happens to hit your hand. That's not a handball. Like, you and I agree on that,
Yeah.
right? But this ball was like slow roller, and then my hand's out here, kneeing it right to my hand. Like, over hits it. Damn. So that's where, when you said the sub should come in when you said it was going to come in. I mean, this is as early as you could have done it from that point. I disagreed with you, but the reason you would do it,
Palace is already pissing away time.
the reason you would do it is
They're
because
trying to play for a draw.
Shaqiri needs probably 5 to 7 minutes to get himself into the game.
Yeah. Stop the clock.
Yep.
I'm nervous too.
Yeah, I'm nervous too. Like, you can't afford a draw to fucking Palace.
And then the trainer's wasting time too. A little bit meaning
None.
none, because they didn't actually treat him for anything. He just went to ground and wasted a whole minute.
Yeah. Time to call in the wambulance.
Yeah. And this isn't even like a defender in the NFL going down in the last 4 minutes when somebody's trying to make a drive to win the game, so they can save a timeout or just pause to break up the flow. No, this is them just clearly trying to piss away time.
So you're saying, so in the NFL, the time wasting isn't necessarily just time wasting. It's like also to break up the rhythm.
Yeah.
And this is just strict time wasting.
Oh, yeah.
Man, they are not good at that Spanish style, man. Germany, Bayern, Germany. Because...
I mean, they basically are the
yeah.
German national team.
Yeah.
I really do think
Bayern looked really good at the Spanish style. That's how they scored 2 of their goals yesterday. It was... they put the ball in the middle.
Get it! Fuck yes! Motherfucking fuck yes! James Milner with the cross. The feed to Salah.
Yeah, just barely gets it over Speroni, and Salah finishes the goal.
I don't know if that would have been a goal off of Milner.
Well, I
It
think
might have been. I don't think it was intended to be a shot. I don't think Milner wanted to be a shot.
Wait a minute, they're high-fiving Milner. Did that go in before Salah touched it?
It might have.
That might have been a goal for Milner. Dude,
Look at this run.
Look at this run.
Oh, man.
A solid feed, but like to get it back.
Oh, that's in the
center.
goal. That's it. That's off the keeper.
That's not an own goal.
I know, but I'm saying...
in England, they love giving own goals. Yeah,
I think
you need
that's
VAR.
a goal for Milner.
I think as the scorekeeper, I would need the VAR to make sure that to see if Salah actually touched it before it went across.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
Because obviously, if it glances your foot, you're the goal scorer.
Either way, it's a goal for Liverpool, and that's what matters. I don't think Milner
and
or Salah
James
will
Milner,
complain
if
about
this
it.
is the final score, James Milner is no doubt man of the match.
Oh, absolutely.
No doubt man of the match. He's been nonstop.
Hold on.
Here we go.
They're showing it in replay.
Showing it on replay. Ball's about to touch the line. Ball's on the line. It's crossing the line.
Salah
That's
goal.
Salah ball.
That's a Salah goal.
Barely, but Salah goal.
I mean, the intention was for him to feed it to Salah.
Yep, and he just got it over Speroni. Oh, they're giving it to Salah. All right, good.
Salah with the brace.
Yeah, it seemed like they were giving it, that the team was giving it to Milner.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like Salah was very happy to concede that was, it wasn't like Harry goddamn fucking Kane.
Harry Claim.
Harry Claim.
No, Salah doesn't care. There's been claims like that before, and he's just like, yeah, whatever.
Harry stupid face nutsack Kane.
I mean, did you see Eriksen's face when that happened?
It was like, he gave him the like, come on, man.
And you know the team gave it to him because they were going for the golden boot.
Well, they were going for the golden boot, and like, it would be so disruptive to just like on the pitch argue about who got the goal.
Oh, I was saying that in the
like it would look so bad on the pitch to argue the goal.
Well, I was saying in the interview after in the post game when Harry claimed the ball. Oh, I was a little too aggressive there, Matip. Good thing it was closed down by Shaqiri.
I like that Salah is running down this ball, though. Palace has it with their back, too. And now they're pushing forward. This is such utter bullshit. Oh, this is how you waste time. If Palace is going to play this bullshit 4-5-1, if the keeper has the ball, just land at his feet naturally, sit on it.
Yeah.
I don't have to pick it up. I don't have to kick it away. Fuck you guys. If you guys are going to park a bus, park a bus.
Yep. And we did that a lot in the youth leagues. Like if we had a lead late in the game and the keeper had the ball with nobody around him for 30 yards, why would he pick it up?
Yeah.
That was also back when you had a 6-step rule too.
Yeah. 5-step rule. 6 seconds, 5 steps. Remember, it was 5. It was.
Which is just stupid.
It used to be 4 steps, 5 seconds, and then they changed it to 6 seconds, and now it's just
whatever.
If he's obviously just wasting time, blow the whistle.
Right. Oh.
Now Liverpool. I don't think that you should play a defensive game at all now.
No, go for 4.
Go for 4. because that's how you're going to win this game. You're not going to win this game sitting on 3-2. Now, as far as wasting clock is concerned, corner ball is just like saying fuck you. Like, that's just shitty.
Yeah, which Chelsea
I hate
do.
corner ball.
Chelsea does that, and United does that.
It's like, if you're that far forward in the attacking presence, go for a goddamn goal. Like, play the game.
Robertson had a very aggressive tackle there that he totally biffed.
Yeah, and this is why I consider him a B+ to A- defender. He's a really good defender, but he's just not, well, Virgil van Dijk. This is probably a goal.
It looked like Fabinho had
Salah
position.
had to come back to clear that ball.
That's
and I
not
think he
good.
did. Was it a header, or is this throw-in?
Foot.
Throw-in, I mean?
It's a throw-in.
Yeah. Looks like a throw-in. All right, we're in the 80th minute. Oh, guys.
Ah, Shaqiri, what was that?
Yeah, well, Shaqiri is like the worst defender of the team, so.
He's also the shortest person on the field. Including the ball
possibly,
boys.
And possibly
In the stadium.
in league. Like, he's possibly the shortest player in league to actually get an appearance. Okay, we got some. Okay, so this
Pushing and shoving.
Palace has a corner. Got some pushing and shoving in the middle of the field, in the middle of the box.
He
Somebody's
wants-
getting a talk. Oh my God! it's-
Jordan Ayew.
Ayew is getting a talking to. He's gotten like 3 talking tos this game and a yellow.
And now
Okay,
Vir-
Virgil's getting one too. All right. Yeah, if I'm his manager, I'm pulling him. Because he's like 2 seconds from getting a red. He's like 1 bad tackle away from getting a red.
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes you got to play the mental game. You don't want to have a DeMarcus Cousins.
A DeMarcus Cousins.
Dude, the dude played last night, right? He got his first minutes the entire season for the Warriors, right?
Yeah.
He played 15 minutes. You know why he only played 15 minutes?
fouled
Because
out?
he fouled out.
He fouled out in 15 minutes.
Yep.
3 minutes into the second quarter, he was fouled out.
Well, 15 minutes of his time playing. So I think it was in the third quarter. But yeah. That means he's having 2 fouls a quarter.
Oh, that reminds me of that. Here we go, Liverpool on the break. Money. Oh,
He slipped a little
that
bit.
could have been a very much Landon Donovan goal. Remember against
Yeah.
when
I
it
mean-
was started by Tim Howard getting
and-
the ball out quick.
And Salah was there for the rebound, and if the keeper didn't hold on to this, like if he,
Look how far forward Robbo is.
yeah, like if
Robbo's the lead man.
if the keeper doesn't collect it and punches it,
Bullshit.
he's gonna get yellow for nothing.
Bullshit.
He's gonna get a yellow for nothing.
That was a football foot. Milner's foot hits the
Zaha
ball.
has been going to
Zaha's
ground.
foot's on the other
so-
side of the ball. I'm sorry. That
Ugh.
is football foot.
because
Oh my
he got
God.
the ball.
Because he got the ball. It wasn't incidental to him getting the ball. It was because he got the ball. That is not a foul of any kind, never mind a yellow.
I mean, I would be okay with a whistle, but a yellow? Come on.
Goal. Wow.
Oh,
Palace had a free header on that cross. Free header. And just
Missed.
didn't put it in the net. Like, oh my God, is he free in that header.
Robertson didn't stay in front of him. Robertson
Yeah.
needed to stay in front of him.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, Milner, that wasn't Milner's guy. Milner was the one that wound up having to defend him.
Yeah,
That was no doubt Robbo's ball.
that was bad defending.
Jesus. Alisson.
Oh
That was
yeah, and you
fortunate.
know who the Palace manager is, right? Recognize that name? Roy Hodgson.
Oh, yeah, okay. Who'd he used to coach?
Liverpool.
Oh, really? Okay. Duh.
The guy right before Brendan Rodgers. I say Rodgers because he was terrible.
What'd you say?
Brendan Rodgers.
You call him
Rodgers.
Ruggers?
Because he was just, he was not a good manager. Did you see the crap that he gave Klopp for a starting lineup? And they came in like 8th place that season.
I don't know, man. He was the head coach of that 13-14 season.
Yeah, because he was given that.
Oh!
Almost had Virgil on the.
Almost had Virgil. Virgil was like 1 inch taller. That's a goal.
Which is saying something because he's already the tallest guy on the team.
Yeah, who took that? Was that Milner's corner or was that
Salah?
Salah. All right, solid corner from Salah. Very solid corner.
Oh, go!
Away, running down the wing,
Running
all by
down
himself.
the wing.
He's got. Oh, why'd you
come.
pull up? Why'd you pull up, Mo? Just head towards goal. You're by yourself. That would have torn Anfield to the ground.
Oh, would have.
That would have torn if Salah poaches that ball and by himself runs down the wing for a goal.
Yeah, this is.
You should be.
You got to be going for 4, because going for 4 is how you win, and you need to win.
Yeah, that's how Liverpool wins. Not going for the goal, going for 4.
Yeah.
Oh, great feed.
Oh,
from
where's Mane?
Shaqiri.
Mane. Dude. Mane has got to make that run towards the back post.
Yeah, and Salah's
So
got
that
to
Salah
stop
can
relying
feed it.
so much on his left foot.
Again, as a defender, like I said at the beginning of the season, if you're going to guard Salah, blindly guard his left foot.
Yeah, take away his left foot, let him have the right. He doesn't use it. And it's not even a matter of he's not good at it, because he is.
He's finished with his right. His first goal of the season was
his
the
right foot is just fine. He just doesn't use it ever.
Yeah, his right foot is, BP plus. He just doesn't use it. His head is like D because he's 5'5".
All right, who's on the ground? Is that Fabinho?
Yeah.
That's bad news.
Yeah, it is.
Who is that zillion-year-old?
Aw, that's cool. Probably for a 104th birthday.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like...
I'm not even kidding. It probably is for something like 104. That's what they do that for.
Yeah, he probably... If he actually has his wits about him, he might actually remember the last time Liverpool won the league.
Ha 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 ha. Dig at your own team, man.
I know. I mean, look at Palace. Their sponsor isn't even using, like, Latin letters. Oh, God. Lallana's coming on for Fabinho?
You definitely have to go for 4
What?
now. Lallana's not a good defender.
Well, who's coming back to fill his spot then?
I don't know, man.
I mean, you've already taken off Keita. Milner's a fullback.
I don't know. Maybe you're just playing Henderson as just the only holding midfielder, and you go for goal.
Like a 4-1-3-2?
No, nothing like that. You play a 4-3-3. It's just you have Henderson really far back.
I think it's the 4-2-3-1, but with Lallana. Look where Lallana is right now. I think it is just 4-2-3-1, Lallana, straight up 1-for-1.
Maybe.
And I think Klopp just realizes there's no...
Give it. Yeah, there you go, Bobby.
There's no replacement on the bench for those middle two.
And he didn't... I don't think he wanted to take off Fabinho.
Come on, Jesus, Becker. God, he is such an improvement at keeper, but he's also
such a risky keeper.
Like I've never had so many heart attacks in my entire life with the keeper. You know?
Yeah. Not even with Mignolet.
With Mignolet, yeah, no, with Mignolet there were no heart attacks. Of course, with Mignolet there also were just straight up goals.
Yeah. You're like, it's not a heart attack because you don't know what's going to happen. Because you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, he's just going to, yeah.
He's just going to fuck it up.
That, like, really close call doesn't become a close call anymore.
That's
on Firmino, though.
That's a red.
Milner just got redded? What?
That is a terrible
That is a
card.
horrible call.
That is a horrible, horrible call.
That is a horrible call.
Dude, this referee has been blindly calling for Palace.
Unbelievable.
That is okay.
Okay, that's a foul. Okay, that's a foul.
But it wasn't reckless.
That's not reckless at all.
It wasn't reckless. It wasn't endangering his
There was
health.
no fast break.
There was no fast break. He doesn't come in cleats up.
It's
He
not
hits him-
studs up. He hits him on the
with his ankle.
laces. He hits him with the laces. That is, and for the second yellow?
That's just
Given how
that's the second
ticky-tacky that
free
first-
kick. That's the second free kick that they've given up to him. That's the second challenge that he has lost, and they have both been yellows.
And yeah, Ayew, oh my God, how many times should he have already been tossed?
Oh, go, 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 go! Oh, he
Corner
missed
anyways.
it. How?
How? No,
a
it's
lean
not.
is not a free kick. A lean is nothing. When you go shoulder to shoulder, it's nothing.
Because it obviously took a deflection off of Townsend. It obviously took a deflection.
Yeah, and again, like we were saying before, this referee missed, what, 2-3 handballs in the box, clearly?
Like, certainly 2. 5 minutes? Okay.
It's probably because of the Crystal Palace pissing away time. They put Shaqiri back at right back.
I don't know. I think Hendo should go to right back, and then you go to a 4-4-2. That's a foul.
That's it.
For God's
okay.
sakes.
Well, then that's a yellow.
That's if
if either of
those two on Milner were yellows, that's a yellow. That's a no doubt yellow. Right, that was a transition ball. Right, you killed momentum on that play.
Yep, by taking him out.
It's
not playing the
certainly
ball.
more contentious foul than anything Milner's gotten called for.
Yep.
Did you see how quickly he went off though?
Yeah, he didn't want to. He didn't want to fight.
He was clearly furious.
You could see the vein on his forehead pulsating.
Like his. This is why he's such a good captain too, by the way, because that was such an obviously terrible call that like if he does anything other than hurry up and get off the field, like he's going to make the situation worse. He's only going to make it worse.
He's going to get suspended.
Well, he's already missing a game anyways.
Yeah, which is stupid.
I'm sorry, he's still my man of the match.
It's probably going to go to Salah.
It's probably going to go to Salah because it's
of the
tough
brace.
to give man of the match to a guy with a red card. Not for me. For them. Not for me. Like Luis Suarez against Ghana.
Oh,
like,
man of the match. Man of the match.
If he had scored those 2 goals, Iniesta was the man of the match.
I know, but I would have given it to Suarez because he took that. He took it.
I'm
He
sorry,
took
it
the
wasn't
red card.
Iniesta. Who's the
Uruguayan.
Uruguayan that was there forever?
I don't know. Iniesta's Spanish.
Yeah. But yeah, there was a guy who scored both of those goals, and he was deservedly man of the match. But if oh, come on, Mane, put it in!
Yeah!
Fuck you, Palace!
Fuck you, Palace!
Fuck you,
referee!
Palace! Goal, Mane! Oh, man! Ball don't motherfucking lie.
Yeah, seriously.
Ball don't lie.
Favorite technical ever. That was my favorite tech ever.
I'm sorry. That was the most serious case of ball don't lie ever.
Oh, I know. No, you don't.
No, you don't. They parked a bus and had a referee that was in their pocket.
Yeah. A little bit.
He's on sides. And Mane just makes a great cut.
And
beats
Salah
the
takes 2 defenders.
and finishes the goal. Great save by Robbo.
Oh, who's that defender there that we just thought it was going to be out of bounds?
Well done. Extremely well done.
That's 3 points right there. I'm sorry, Palace isn't going to come back and score 2 in the next minute and a half. If I'm Liverpool, I might put a defender on.
Who?
I don't know who they have on the bench.
Who? Lovren's not even in the lineup.
No, because he's hurt, and so is Gomez, and so is Trent.
That's why Milner was the starting right back.
Camacho, then.
Who just came in? There you go.
Rafael Camacho, who is a right back.
Yeah, and he'll have to be right back in the next game because Milner's out. And
Unless
the most
Trent's healthy.
unbelievable. I wish there was a way to protest a red.
Yeah, there should be.
There should be a way to protest a red that's clearly undeserved. Clearly undeserved.
This game should have been 7-2. Because I'll give Palace credit on the 2 goals that they scored, but Jesus.
This could be another goal. Palace scores another goal.
See, we said we needed to have a 4th.
Yep. Thank God for that goal from Mane.
Yeah, seriously.
And that's what happens when you have to play C-team players in defense.
Yeah.
That should be either Camacho or Hendo on that ball.
You hear them cheering and Never
Yeah.
Walk Alone?
Yeah, and the crowd is, in the 96th minute, is singing You'll Never Walk Alone.
This was a terrible officiating
This was a
game.
really brutal game to watch. As far as their wins, you take the 3 points, but man, this is going to become a war of attrition. I mean, the attrition that you took on this game is going to be off the charts. Because no Milner.
Everyone in the stadium is
Was
whistling.
Van Aanbandor.
Come on, blow the fucking whistle. What are you waiting for?
There's a yellow card. Nope. Camacho, come on, please. Oh, finally! Thank God!
My God, that was a terrible game.
Wow. Holy shit. United up on Brighton 1-0 as we get a look in on
2-1.
this one. Or sorry, 2-0, 2-1 on Brighton. Brighton on the corner on the
Ridiculously long for.
we've got
Yeah, that's a whistle.
Okay, match is over. 2-1 United.
That's not a surprise.
Since Mourinho sacking, United are 8-0 in all matches.
I thought it was 7-0.
7-0 if you include the
Oh, the cup.
yeah, 8-0 now in all matches. That scares me.
Yeah, it does.
Southampton up 2-1 on Everton.
Which is cool to see. I really hope Danny Ings scored one of those 2 goals.
Yeah, that would be kind of nice.
I think Danny Ings is their leading scorer.
They had like 6 goals.
Something like that.
Actually, is Sadio Mane in double digits now? I
He
think
might be.
because who are the
don't
goals
know.
today? The goals were Salah, Mane. Who was the second goal?
Firmino.
Firmino. Yeah. Wow, Southampton and Everton were
In the
+4.
97th.
+4, but we're in the 97th minute.
Southampton must have done some serious time wasting.
Yeah, or there was an injury or maybe a... No, there wasn't a red because they'd show us a red.
Wow, he's not blowing the whistle.
Wow, we're in the 98th minute now. The crowd is now officially booing. Everton actually has a chance here. Everton has a corner, and the whistle is still not being blown.
97-25.
The Southampton coach is going ballistic.
He is fuming.
And
the Southampton
fans are playing
Volleyball.
volleyball. with the ball.
And Pickford's up in the box.
And they're still not sending the ball back
No.
down. This is where, like in Bundesliga, like yesterday, you need to have ball boys, right? You can't just play single ball. That's insane.
Pickford's up on the corner here. They have all 11 men in the box,
Including keeper.
Yeah, well, except for Digne.
And it's finally over.
98.
98 minutes in.
They doubled their stoppage time.
Yeah. Man. You can hear him say "fuck yes." His lips clearly did the "fuck yes."
Yeah, it did.
All right, all the games. Arsenal, Chelsea at 12:30. We're not
Sticking around for
We're
that.
not sticking around for that.
I might watch that at home. But
Who's City tomorrow?
yeah, they're playing a bad team. Like I think they're playing Huddersfield.
Yep. So Liverpool 4-3 on Palace. United 2-1 on Brighton. Bournemouth 2-0 on West Ham. Newcastle 3-0 on Cardiff. Jesus, dropping the hammer. Southampton 2-1 on Everton. Watford drew 0s to Burnley. So I think that's going to call it for this morning.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Mike. That's Chris. It's been two Americans watching footy. Signing off.